Hi, this is Christina. Welcome to my channel. I just wanted to post a video about something. You probably heard me if you watch my channel, watch my videos. I've used the term to him each his own, to him each his own, to her each her own. And I just realized something that can possibly be misconstrued. Um, I'm not like actually against anybody, actually, I guess I can say, like when it comes to what they do, because their choices, well, the repercussions of their choices and their actions, whether it be something that is money decisions, which basically I was talking about the law of attraction type stuff, as well as different things concerning like other financial things and maybe even different supplements you might want to use. But when it comes to things that are really not right in the first place because they just aren't, like say if you wanted to hurt someone or something or be disrespectful, I wouldn't do that. That's just wrong. Not to judge anyone, but um, there's difference between right and wrong. Um, so when it comes to someone's thoughts, words, and actions, what they do with the fact that they're human, alive and well, you reap what you sow. There are consequences and repercussions to every word, action, deed, however it is, thought even, especially if you verbalize it or if you even act on it, say if it's a crime or if it's something else that's negative. Um, that's another thing. Um, so I wouldn't even do that because I'm me. Um, I'm not advocating anything negative or anything, just the good positive stuff. Yeah, I do law of attraction videos, whichever part of the law of attraction stuff, whether it's more biblical, all of it's basically more biblical than anything, depending on what it is that they're doing. Other things are other things. If you want to use that type of thing, like ask, believe, receive, that's one thing. But if you're doing something that could have either consequences, negative consequences for yourself or someone else, I wouldn't do that. Because if you look back in history, even from maybe 50 years ago, even beyond that, even 10 years ago, and other people in the world, like different things that people say common sense just isn't that common. Well, it originally is. But if you don't think for yourself, you don't know right from wrong, you don't realize, you don't weigh maybe even weigh the pros and cons or listen to your gut instinct and intuition, which are never wrong. I don't care what anyone says. Your gut instinct and intuition are never wrong. They don't lie to you. And your first thought that you have, like, oh, something tells you not to do something, listen to it. Don't do it. Do whatever your first thought or your that's something that thought that comes to your mind that says do this, don't do that. Because if you don't know what's going to happen, what is your gut telling you? Listen to your gut. Trust your gut. Trust your instincts. Trust your intuition. If they're telling you to do something and you don't do it, you're more than likely like to have negative consequences for those actions. So if you don't do what your gut tells you to do, you see what happens. You don't do what your first thought, like a thought in your mind tells you, like you get a thought. It's never from anything negative if it's helpful. Usually everything that comes to a person is not usually negative. They don't do that. The one thing I've noticed is if you have a thought to go somewhere to do something, do that. If it's a thought to stay away from someone or something or whatever it is, do that. If it's a thought to say something, do that. Because if you have a thought that is like a positive thing or helpful thing, it turns out to be helpful. It always does. So I don't listen to those that say, oh, well, my intuition may not be right, my gut might not be right. Yes, it is. Just trust your gut. If something doesn't seem right, it isn't. If something seems right, it is. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Good is good and bad is bad, regardless of what it is. I don't care what anyone says. A lot of people know that. Simple as that. Not everybody uses common sense because of whatever reason. Maybe they want to go along with who's he what or whatever, whomever it is. Uh, they want to be cool, but some things just really aren't cool. So I wouldn't even worry about that. But you got to be yourself if you want to be. But I mean, you can't sit there and do something negative and act out negatively and think there's no consequences to it. But there are always consequences to your actions. Some people may or may not disrespect their parents or their elders otherwise, or their neighbors or the grandparents or somebody. regardless of whether they're foster parents or legal guardians or something, but there's always repercussions on that. You can end up like anywhere you don't want to be. Anywhere you really don't want to be is not where anyone deserves to be originally, because common sense originally is common. And your gut never lies to you, your instinct never lies to you, your intuition never lies to you. Some people don't believe them, but what is your gut telling you? If you don't know what else, I mean, that's one thing. But I wouldn't ever discount or discredit anyone that tells you to trust your gut instinct and intuition. I wouldn't discount the first thought, because whatever it is that's positive and good and helpful, that comes from Jesus, Christ, universe, whatever you want to call it, Yahweh, Holy Spirit. They'll never steer you wrong. Your gut instinct and intuition never steers you wrong. They never steer you wrong. Those three things plus the first thought will never steer you wrong. Sorry, my words are not coming out right. My R is not coming out the way I want it to. But that's one thing. You can never be steered wrong by your gut instinct and intuition nor your first thought. So I wouldn't even bother listening to those who don't believe it, because you don't need those type of people in your life. And that's just one thing I wanted to say. So just wanted to clear up that from other videos. Not condemning anybody, not down on anybody, but there are just some things that really aren't right. I don't really care what anyone says. Yeah, you can express yourself, but that, I mean, it could either go good or bad for you, depending on what you're doing. I mean, if you dress basically up more often, that's one thing. But you got to prepare for whatever weather, literally. Sun, the cold, the wind, the rain, whatever it may be, snow. Just don't go out on what days you shouldn't, honestly. But yeah, you got to be prepared. You have to be prepared for it. I wouldn't even worry about what anyone else says. If you want to dress up, dress up. If you want to be feminine, be feminine. Don't concern yourself about what everyone else says if you're a woman, because I mean, some things are right and some things are wrong. Men are men, women are women, so I'm not going to judge on that anyway, but I'm not going to condemn anybody. It's not my place, but it's like you don't do stuff you don't do. If you're born a man, you're born a man. I don't know what else is going on with everything, but I've been knowing about some of the stuff like years about these different things, and that's their choice if that's their choice, but they can't try to literally cause anyone to do something that really is not right. I mean, what would your grandparents say, your mother, your father, somebody that you know you respect that's older? Like how is it that it's really supposed to be? You don't have to always stay home every moment if you're a wife or a mother, but you should be able to. No one should live in poverty, but you don't do illegal stuff to get the money in order to do other things. I mean, people are people. Women are women, men are men. Women are women. They can be mothers, daughters, sisters, aunts, whoever it is. So the thing is with the women, feminine, they're ladies. Maybe not everybody's been that way for the longest time, depending on what time of the particular century we're in. But men. I mean, that's the thing. So, just saying. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Share with your friends. And hope nobody thinks I'm ranting, but I really don't concern myself with that because I'm not judging. But seriously, the thing is, I'm not a gossiper. But then you wonder sometimes why some people tell you maybe from church, even if they're from a synagogue or somewhere else, some things you just don't do. Sorry, but not sorry.